Ladies and gentlemen, queens and warriors, let me tell you something straight from the heart. You were never born to blend in. You were born to stand out, but standing out doesn't just happen. It's something we craft. Something we build. A powerful personality isn't a gift, it's a decision. A daily decision to evolve, to grow, to become the most unapologetic version of yourself. I didn't become Priyanka Chopra overnight. The red carpets, the awards, the roles, the global conversations, they all started with a single step, a choice to believe in myself when the world didn't. And that's where we begin. Step 1, belief. If you don't believe in your own power, don't expect anyone else to. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's clarity. It's knowing what you bring to the table and refusing to shrink so others feel comfortable. Step 2, self-respect. Stop letting the world define you. Stop seeking validation from people who don't even know your story. The moment you begin to respect your boundaries, your time, your voice, and your energy, people will learn how to treat you, because guess what? You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. Step 3, discipline. Glamour isn't built in heels. It's built in consistency, waking up, showing up, doing the hard thing when no one's watching. I've shot scenes in freezing snow, worked 60 nowadays, and failed more times than I can count. But I showed up again. You want a powerful personality, get intimate with discipline. It will sculpt your future. Step 4, communication. Power is not in being the loudest in the room, it's in being the clearest. Learn to speak your truth with elegance. Learn to listen, not just to reply, but to understand. A powerful personality doesn't dominate. It resonates, it connects, it leaves people better than they were before. Step 5, emotional strength. You will be tested, life will knock you down, people will misunderstand you, criticize you, maybe even betray you, but your power lies in how you rise, not in spite of the pain, but because of it. Let your scars become your strength. Wear your failures like armor. Step 6, purpose. Beauty fades, fame fades, but purpose, that's eternal. Find a reason bigger than yourself, whether it's creating art, building a business, helping others, or breaking generational barriers. Let your life be led by passion, not pressure. And finally, step 7, never stop evolving. A powerful personality is not a final product. It's a journey. Keep learning, keep reinventing, keep surprising even yourself. So to every girl listening, every dreamer doubting herself, every woman playing small, I want you to remember, you are the architect of your destiny. You don't need permission to be powerful. You just need the courage to take the first step. Step into your power, one day, one decision, one bold moment at a time. Believing in yourself is the foundation of every powerful personality. It is the starting point that shapes the way you see the world, and more importantly, how the world sees you. Without self-belief, no amount of talent, beauty, or intelligence can fully shine. You can be gifted, but if you don't trust your own worth, you'll constantly question your voice, your choices, and your path. Confidence isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's about carrying yourself with quiet certainty. It's that inner voice that says, I am enough, even when everything around you is telling you otherwise. There will always be critics. People will doubt you, challenge you, and sometimes even try to dim your light. But what defines your strength is your ability to stand tall in the face of that noise and say, I know who I am. This kind of confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. It's shaped through experiences, through small wins, and even from the lessons learned in failure. Each time you get back up after falling, your belief in yourself gets stronger. It becomes a fire inside you that cannot be put out. Often, people wait for someone else to validate them. They wait for the right opportunity, the right compliment, or the right moment to feel seen. But the truth is, the moment you choose to see yourself, the world begins to do the same. You must become your own biggest supporter, your own cheerleader, and your own protector. You must trust your intuition, your dreams, and your decisions, even when they scare you. Especially when they scare you. Growth begins at the edge of fear, and belief is what gives you the courage to take that leap. This self-belief also radiates. It changes how you walk into a room, how you speak, how you carry yourself. People can sense it. They are drawn to it. Not because you're perfect, but because you're authentic, and that's the secret. Believing in yourself doesn't mean pretending you have it all figured out. It means embracing your flaws, owning your story, and showing up anyway. When you believe in yourself, you no longer wait to be chosen. You choose yourself. You don't ask for a seat at the table. You build your own table. That's where the journey begins. Every step you take from that point forward becomes bolder, more intentional, and more powerful, because it's rooted in a deep knowing that you are always enough. When you begin to truly respect yourself, everything in your life starts to shift. Self-respect is not about ego or pride. It's about valuing your time, your boundaries, your emotions, and your worth. Too often, people give others the power to define them. They shrink themselves to fit in, to be liked, or to avoid conflict. But every time you say yes when your soul says no, you chip away at your own dignity. Building a powerful personality means drawing the line where your peace begins and where disrespect ends. Respecting yourself means knowing when to walk away from situations, people, and environments that no longer serve you. It's about no longer tolerating the bare minimum. When you hold yourself to a higher standard, others are forced to rise or step aside. And that's a good thing. Not everyone deserves access to your energy, your heart, or your journey. The people who truly value you will honor your boundaries, not test them. It also means taking responsibility for how you treat yourself. The conversations you have with yourself in your mind shape your entire reality. If you constantly belittle your own efforts, compare yourself to others, or doubt your abilities, you become your own biggest obstacle. But when you speak to yourself with kindness and strength, you begin to move differently. You stop chasing validation and start living in alignment with your truth. Self-respect shows up in the smallest choices. How you take care of your body, how you manage your time, how you respond when someone tries to cross your limits. It's not about being hard or distant. It's about protecting your space so your best self can thrive. Sometimes it will require saying no, not answering that message, walking away from what's familiar, or even standing alone. But every time you choose yourself, you become stronger, more centered, more unshakable. When you respect yourself, you don't need to prove your worth. You carry it in your presence. You stop begging for love, attention, or recognition, and instead, you attract it naturally. That kind of energy is magnetic. People notice it, even if they can't explain it. It's a quiet power that speaks before you do. In the end, your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. And when you respect who you are, others learn to do the same, or they fade away, making room for those who will. Discipline is the secret weapon behind every powerful personality. It's not the glamorous part that people see on magazine covers or red carpets. It's what happens in the unseen hours. It's the early mornings, the hard choices, the commitment to keep going even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. Without discipline, dreams stay dreams. With discipline, they become reality. It's the difference between wishing for something and working for it. Between talking about change and becoming the change. Many people think motivation is what drives success, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. Discipline, on the other hand, is stable. It shows up whether you're inspired or not. It's the voice inside that tells you to get up and move even when your body is tired. It's the part of you that says, I made a commitment to myself and I will honor it. And the more you follow through, the more powerful you become. Real transformation happens through daily effort. You don't build strength in a single day. You build it through repetition, through showing up consistently, even when progress feels slow. Discipline is about choosing what you want most over what you want now. It's making sacrifices today so you can celebrate victories tomorrow. It requires patience, endurance, and a deep sense of purpose. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Every high, achieving person has a story of discipline behind their success. It's not always visible, but it's always there. Whether it's training for a role, studying for an exam, launching a business, or healing from heartbreak, discipline fuels the process. It keeps you grounded when you feel lost and focused when distractions come. And they will come. Life will test your commitment. There will be days you feel like quitting. But if you're anchored in discipline, you'll keep showing up. And that consistency builds confidence. What's powerful about discipline is that it creates freedom. The more structure you give your life, the more space you create for growth, creativity, and peace. You begin to trust yourself more. You don't rely on outside forces to push you. You become your own force. And that energy is unstoppable. In the end, a powerful personality isn't just about how you present yourself to the world. It's about the choices you make in silence when no one is watching. Discipline is what shapes your character, your resilience, and ultimately your destiny. The way you communicate defines the way the world experiences you. It's not just about the words you speak, it's about your presence, your tone, your energy, and your ability to connect. A powerful personality doesn't just speak to be heard, it speaks to be felt. Communication is the bridge between your inner world and the outer world. When you master it, you gain influence, clarity, and impact. It's not about dominating a conversation or being the loudest voice in the room. True power in communication lies in authenticity and intentionality. The first step to powerful communication is understanding that every word you say carries weight. How you express yourself reveals how much you value yourself. When you speak with confidence, people listen differently. But confidence in communication doesn't come from trying to impress others. It comes from being clear about your message and grounded in your truth. You don't need to use fancy words or dramatic gestures. What matters is that you speak with sincerity and purpose. Listening is just as important as speaking. The ability to listen, truly listen, sets powerful communicators apart. When you give someone your full attention, you show respect, and respect builds trust. Listening helps you respond, not react. It helps you read between the lines and understand emotions behind the words. That level of emotional intelligence strengthens relationships and diffuses unnecessary conflict. Nonverbal communication also plays a vital role. Your body language, eye contact, facial expressions, they all speak before your voice does. The way you carry yourself can either reinforce your message or contradict it. Stand tall, make eye contact, speak from your chest, not just your mouth. When your words and your body are aligned, you become more believable, more engaging, and more memorable. In moments of disagreement, the way you communicate becomes even more crucial. Powerful personalities don't argue to win. They speak to be understood and to understand. They don't let emotions hijack their words. They stay calm, clear, and focused. They know that words can heal or hurt, and they choose them with care. Being firm doesn't mean being rude. You can set boundaries with grace. You can express disappointment with dignity. The goal isn't to be feared, it's to be respected, and respect is earned through consistent, powerful communication. When people leave a conversation with you feeling heard, inspired, or challenged in a good way, you've made an impact. That's how leaders are born. That's how movements begin. That's how powerful personalities are remembered, not just for what they said, but for how they made others feel. Emotional strength is one of the most defining traits of a powerful personality. Life will not always be smooth or predictable. There will be heartbreaks, betrayals, failures, and unexpected challenges that shake your foundation. But what truly shapes your character is how you respond when everything feels like it's falling apart. Emotional strength doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you don't let pain define you. It's the quiet resilience that allows you to cry when needed and still stand up the next day, determined to move forward. When you're emotionally strong, you don't run from your feelings. You face them. You allow yourself to experience the full range of human emotion, but you don't drown in them. You learn how to process what hurts without letting it break you. This kind of strength doesn't come from pretending to be okay. It comes from giving yourself permission to feel, and then choosing to rise with deeper wisdom. Every scar becomes a reminder that you've endured and grown stronger. You begin to realize that rejection is not the end, it's redirection. That failure doesn't mean you're not enough, it means you're learning. Emotional strength is knowing that not everyone will understand your path, but you keep walking it anyway. You stop seeking closure from people who aren't capable of giving it. You stop trying to fix what was never your fault, and you start placing your healing in your own hands instead of waiting for someone else to come and rescue you. People often mistake vulnerability for weakness, but the truth is, being vulnerable requires immense strength. Being able to say, "I'm hurting, but I'm still here," or "I don't have it all figured out, but I won't give up," that's courage. That's grace under pressure. A powerful personality doesn't hide behind a mask of perfection. It embraces authenticity, even when it's messy, even when it's raw. Emotional strength also teaches you to set boundaries to protect your peace. It's learning to say no without guilt. It's choosing not to react to every insult or attack. Not because you're passive, but because you know your energy is too valuable to waste on people who don't deserve it. Strength is in the silence when you choose not to retaliate. It's in the patience when you wait for better days. It's in the forgiveness you offer not because they earned it, but because you deserve to be free. In the end, emotional strength doesn't make you hard. It makes you powerful. It gives you the courage to keep loving, keep trusting, and keep dreaming, no matter how many times life tries to break you. Living with purpose is the heartbeat of a powerful personality. It's what gives your life direction, meaning, and intensity. Without purpose, even the most glamorous achievements can feel hollow. You can have fame, success, admiration, but if it isn't tied to something deeper, something real, it won't fulfill you. Purpose is what wakes you up in the morning with fire in your spirit. It's what carries you through the difficult seasons when everything else seems uncertain. It gives your voice power, your actions intention, and your presence impact. Finding your purpose doesn't mean you need to change the world overnight. It starts with paying attention to what moves you, what excites you, and what breaks your heart. It's about discovering what makes you feel alive and using that feeling to fuel your path. Purpose doesn't always scream, sometimes it whispers. And when you begin to listen to that inner voice, you start building a life that feels meaningful, not just successful. You stop living for applause and start living for alignment. A person with purpose doesn't waste time trying to be like everyone else. They're focused, they know what they stand for and what they're working toward. That clarity makes them magnetic. People are drawn to someone who is walking confidently in their own direction. Even if they face criticism, doubt, or obstacles, they keep moving. Purpose is what gives you resilience. It reminds you that your journey is bigger than the opinions of others. It gives you a reason to push through the hard days, to keep showing up, to keep evolving. The beautiful thing about purpose is that it keeps expanding as you grow. It doesn't have to be one big mission. Sometimes your purpose today is to inspire one person, to be there for a friend, to create something beautiful. As you continue walking with intention, that purpose deepens. It matures with you. It becomes part of your identity, your legacy. You start to realize that you're not just living for yourself, you're living for something greater. When you live with purpose, you stop chasing things that don't matter. You become more selective with your energy, your time, and your relationships. You stop settling because you know your life is meant for more. That fire inside you begins to light the way for others. You become an example of what it means to live fully, fearlessly, and with passion. And in doing so, you don't just build a powerful personality. You create a powerful life. Thank you.